Here we go. We're on. It doesn't count down. So every time it
I don't
fools
have a
me.
can this week. I just have a bottle.
So
I don't know.
water.
And I already opened it, so I can't even get the fizz sound. So either way, I'm drinking seltzer like normal. Anyway,
yeah,
let's get to it. First, I just want to say one thing real quick. Whoever has been finding our show and watching recently, thank you, because we've actually gotten a good amount of views the last like 2-3 episodes, more than usual. So
yeah,
welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Glad to have you. Anyway,
getting close to making it rich.
Yeah, exactly. Getting close to triple digits of viewers. Anyway,
they're all my family members.
They're all
all right.
Do they watch from jail, or how does that work, Brian?
They watch from jail and rehab.
Jail and rehab.
That's the only thing they have on is rehab. Is this?
Well, I'm glad they're giving them internet access at least. You need to find a new Vice if you're in rehab. Their Vice can be our show. All right, Mike. Are we? What is our current anxiety level with the Knicks? Because I'm not going to lie to you. My favorite part so far of the NBA playoffs is the text messages I get from you,
right,
during games, like
my angry Knicks
freakouts. Yeah.
So my anxiety level is 0 because they're probably going to lose. So I'm not anxious about it at all. They're going to get. I don't know. You know, like here's what they're playing right now. They're getting killed. They were up by 2 at one point against the Celtics, briefly, but now they're down. Like the last I looked, it was 61-45. So it's just not evenly balanced. The Knicks need a AAA, whatever the highest level, AAA. That's like for video games, the highest level, AAA superstar. They need Giannis. They need
the guy who fixes your car.
Jokic. Those people do that too, or it's minor league baseball. But for video games, AAA means the top. It's gaming, like Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah,
the Knicks need that.
I think they're getting bit with the injury bug too. You know, like I don't know how Jalen Hurts. Like I don't know what steroids they're shooting up.
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson. He's rolled his ankle like 3 times. He should be on crutches, and they still have him playing. Like, and he's still. I mean, he's still putting in work, but like, damn, like. He's going to be in a wheelchair by the time he's like 45. Like, I mean, he keeps on rolling. And, you know, you have like Tom Thibodeau just like angry and like just like constant. First of all, I have to say he's my favorite coach because I also like a bald white guy with a French last name. I'm happy we share that in common. And I like that he's holding on to the comb over too. He's like, he doesn't care how ridiculous it looks. Like, he's like staying. He's so stubborn. He's like, yes, I'll put Jalen Brunson in after a 3rd ankle injury. And yes, I'm going to keep the 3 strands of hair that are combed over.
We're sticking to the plan, guys.
He's using Hims. He's got the Hims, right?
That'd be great if he wore a Hims like patch and they did a sponsorship. Like he had like not the players in the team, but specifically the coach had an endorsement deal. That'd be pretty funny.
That would be perfect. There would be a lot of that would change the endorsement game if like coaches were like
using him
sponsoring Propecia like on the sideline. Like that would bring it. That would rake in so much money. Are you kidding me? Like,
yeah, and like
Bill Belichick being like, you know how I got a 20-year-old ass? Him.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't want. Yeah. Do we want to talk about that?
No,
because
it's a psychopath situation.
It. I mean,
we can talk about it. I mean, did you see the interview, or at least the clips of it, Mike? Because when they asked how they met, and she got super defensive, and she was like, "I don't want to talk about it." It's like, dude, just say you met at the titty bar. Just say you met.
Just say you met at a friend's house. Okay. We met through mutual friend. You just made it weird.
No, just say you met on Tinder and you had your age range set to. Say you met on Tinder and you had your age range set to 87 years old. Okay, just admit it out loud. Let's
just say we met at a dinner. We met introduced with friends. We just, I don't know, make it up. He just made it work.
He's rich, and the economy is going to be in a recession. So she's doing what she has to do. She's taking advantage of a legendary coach. That is what she's doing. Good.
You don't seem to mind.
It's a sound economic plan. Okay, and these times it's a very.
And it's an honest relationship. They both know what they're getting out of it. Okay, neither one is fooling the other one into believing that they're actually in love. Okay, there's no it's purely transactional and they know what's up. Right? I'm not going to judge that hard. I really don't care that much.
I don't judge either. The only thing I do judge is apparently people are saying that they think like she's like running his social media accounts and like running the team, and it's like, damn, is she really like,
dude,
got him hypnotized? Like,
it'd be amazing if that the whole time, like, the last like 3 or 4 years. That's the reason why the Patriots were terrible, is because he was letting her write plays secretly.
that would be amazing. It's elder abuse. She'd be my new favorite person. I'd be like, she was our mole. She was our mole to take down.
Oh yeah, and like the day he dies, she like goes on the internet and like takes off her shirt and has a Jets jersey on under it. Like that would be that.
Yeah, she's the granddaughter of Woody Johnson or something.
We're getting dark quick today in this episode. We're only 5 minutes in. We're making death jokes and strip club jokes, and
of course,
that's what we do here. What else? Okay, so we got the Knicks taken care of. We got the Bill Belichick and his granddaughter girlfriend talked about.
Yeah, for you Star Wars fans, it's the equivalent of the Emperor and Rey, but they're dating. If you know Star Wars.
Well, we don't talk about those movies. Those movies are
those are terrible. They are terrible.
Except for Force Awakens, but most of those movies are garbage. Let's just say that let's just bring the Emperor back. Let's just say he never died. When we explain how he came back, we're just like, don't underestimate the power of the dark side.
I like Solo. Did you like Solo?
I like Solo.
I thought Solo was a good movie, honestly. Yeah,
it was fun. That's what Star Wars. That's what Star Wars is supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun. Everybody got mad at it.
Solo was fine. The very last movie of the franchise was absolute garbage.
Yeah. I don't like the Andor. I'm not into the Andor show. It's too serious.
Andor is great.
Too much talking.
Andor is fantastic.
No, I know why people. Yeah, I know why people like it. It's for me.
Speaking of garbage, Brian was with us last week, and we didn't get to talk about the Jets draft. I'd like to know, Brian, what your opinions are. This is supposed to be a sports show, but we can talk about drugs and Star Wars instead. Because we did the Giants, we did our opinions on that. But how do you feel about how the Jets came out last week, Brian?
You know what? I'm honestly wasn't really paying attention to the draft at all. I mean, like, listen, I've been watching the Mets and following them, like having like the best record in baseball, which they got rid of recently.
Phil, what are you doing?
After losing the series to the Cardinals, I've been watching the Knicks Pistons series. I was watching the Devils too when they were.
I was letting the dog out.
In the playoffs to the Hurricanes. So I've been concentrating on other shit. Like I'm just like, okay, when the Jets I don't have any.
It's not Jets season.
I'm just such a disappointed father. I'm like, you know what? When my son gets out of rehab and finally gets a job, let me know. Give me a call then. But I've given so much hope on this piece of shit.
That's the Jets. Yeah.
Just like at this point, he doesn't even get bill money from me anymore. Okay. It's just we're not even doing that. All right. So you don't have a strong opinion. We can talk about the Nets though. I want to say this, and I mentioned this last week, and I will mention this every week, is that I am a Yankee fan who has Juan Soto on my fantasy team. And I would have won or tied my week if he didn't get freaking robbed yesterday from that home run.
Well, that was also, I mean, I want to say too, it's like after I've been like watching them the past week, like if we played like we did in like the first game in the series of the Diamondbacks, I was like, there's no way. Like you saw that catch that Taylor got, right?
Yeah.
Like that was insane. So if we played like that, like throughout the entire season, or like just kept that consistent, like I'm like, there's no way that we won't at least go to the National League Championship. I think it's going to be. I mean, listen, I'm biased as fuck. I think it's going to be the Mets and Dodgers again, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're the two best teams in the National League right now.
Record-wise,
they were leading the Dodgers too by like a lot, and then they took two brutal losses against the Cardinals. But you know what? I mean, this is a franchise that I'm actually emotionally invested in because they have a good shot of making me proud. So we'll see. But like they're really good. So like when they lose, especially when they lose the series or like when they tied the series against the Nationals, I just feel so much disappointment.
Oh yeah, that was walk-off losses that a couple weeks ago were bad. The thing I noticed with the Mets is that they play and they have the same issue that the Yankees had like 2 or 3 years ago. And Mike, you can back me up on this, where they play to their level of competition. Like they smoked the Phillies.
Yeah.
Okay. But then they lost 2 out of 3 to the Cardinals, and they got lost by the Nats a couple weeks ago.
It's like the Knicks.
Yeah. And that's the thing. The Mets, I think, I'll admit, I might have been wrong. I think their ceiling might have been is a little higher than I thought it actually is. So good for them. I hope Soto heats up. Not after the Yankees series next week, but I hope he heats up for my fantasy team. There we go.
Yeah, it's still so early too. Yeah.
There was who were they playing again? I forget who they were playing, but there was that one game last week where he got like 2 home runs, which was great. But in that Diamondbacks game I was talking about, everyone was playing incredible. He was the only one that had an error. And I was just like, Jesus Christ. Like this dude Taylor literally gets this like amazing catch. I'm like, you're playing like you have Soto's contract right now. Everyone else on the team is playing like they have Soto's contract right now. I'm not going to be the insane sports fan that like has an aneurysm being like, what's going on with Juan Soto? Like he's going to progress, Dude, like
he has a ridiculous. I don't even know what his OBP is, but it's really good because he's been drawing a ton of walks. Yeah. He is starting. He was supposed to have a home run yesterday, but he got robbed. He's starting to hit. He is going to be great.
He's going to heat up. He's going to have a hot streak.
It is only the beginning of May. He's one of the best pure hitters I've ever had the pleasure of watching. And Mike, we watched him for a whole year last year. He's going to be fine. And again, I hope he heats up right in time for the fantasy playoffs, right around like late August. September, that's
for your convenience,
for my own personal convenience,
right? Yeah, he'll be fine. They've
been honestly they've been putting a magnifying glass in him. I've noticed on just slow days in sports media when they need something to bitch about.
That's true.
That's really what I've noticed with Soto.
Yeah. No, there's plenty more to come with him. I do want to say we have a lot of content today. So you want to get to the fun stuff a little early?
Let's hop right into the reactionary stuff. Whatever order you want to do it in.
So Brian found a fight. Let's go to the fight because we don't do fights as often because YouTube hates them, even though we're pulling them from YouTube. But we have a fight. So this is Draymond Green against who, Brian?
Against Rudy Gobert.
And what year is this? Do you remember?
I want to say, was it? I think it was like maybe right before COVID. I got to double check.
Okay.
Why I picked this fight?
Vive la France.
Well, yeah, exactly. He's very, very French. Fuck the French. No, I'm kidding.
Did I ever tell you the story of did I ever tell you this? That I got my COVID from Rudy Gobert.
Oh, really?
At the hotel?
So, yeah, for those of you who don't know me in real life, I work at a hotel in New York. We don't, I'm not going to say where because obviously for celebrity sensitivity, but we used to have the Jazz staying there. And this is about 3 weeks before the world shut down. The Jazz came to the hotel and I was moving his bags and everyone's bags like the night before till 2-3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I got like a really bad 5-day flu that was debilitating right after they stayed there. And it was right around when it came out that he had it. I'm about and again, this is before you could get testing because this is February of 2020. But I'm like about a 99% sure that I got Rudy Gobert's COVID. I had designer French COVID, guys. Okay?
What if it was the French that gave us COVID the whole time?
Rudy Gobert.
They threw us off the trail and blamed China.
He was China.
It was the French the whole time. And we
did not do it. It was China.
Yeah, and the other thing I wanted to mention too is so Rudy Gobert is French, and my family is French, and so I remember I was telling my mom like, oh yeah, I got my COVID from this NBA player, and he's a French guy, and so I showed her a clip on my phone of him in an interview, and my mom just looks at it and she's like, why does that colored guy have a French accent?
Oh my god!
Swear to God, she said that.
Oh my god!
And it kind of broke her brain to see a jacked black guy with a French accent. So. Just a fun little tidbit for those of us.
Your mom, it's not 1965 anymore.
Right.
Well, and then she sent me to my room, and I was grounded. And then there we go. Even though
Rudy Gobert gave the world COVID because he touched all the microphones in that press conference.
That could be it.
That could have been
it to the world.
All right, let's get to the clip. So Rudy Gobert is fighting a guy.
Yeah, and I'm not. I think this might. actually, I think this was after COVID. I think this was recently. This might have been
what team is he on in this clip?
It was like 2023. But the point is, like, everyone that I know who's a basketball fan has been talking about like that, like, well, because the Timberwolves and the Warriors are playing this week, and Draymond and Rudy have hella beef. So, like, that's going to be a good series to watch too, as well. I'm definitely going to watch the Knicks Celtics series because I want to see the Knicks go far, even though the Celtics are probably going to win. I'm watching the score right now to see. It's 61-45. They're getting destroyed right now. It's the third quarter.
Oh, third quarter. Okay.
Yes, the third quarter.
All right. Want to throw it up? Throw it up. Ready? Here we go.
Yeah, let's throw it up. Let's do it.
All right. So, so I guess this is against the Timberwolves. Yeah. So this wasn't too long ago. Oh, and here's a chippiness.
Yeah.
And this is some old
school basketball too.
Right here.
There's
Towns. Yeah.
And this Clay Thompson.
This is
Clay looking pretty sober, actually. Clay actually not looking like he's high off his ass.
Wow.
It always kind of looks like he's high off his ass. Okay, by the way, this has to be in 2023 or recently, because look at fucking Klay Thompson too. He got just his jersey destroyed. But the one quick thing I want to say, this has to be 2023 because Draymond has gray in his beard, and you know, this is like when Draymond is getting older and he looks like he's yelling at kids to get off his lawn. Like that's the gray that Draymond has in his beard. But look right here.
Here's the replay. Oh. He a little handsy.
And then now they're like, they're going at it.
There's Rudy Gobert.
And then Draymond gets him in the chokehold too as well.
Chokehold. It just took it another level. It was different people at the start of the fight, and then he just took it to a whole nother level by chokeholding Rudy Gobert. It's just crazy.
I mean, as much as the asshole that Draymond is, he obviously is he's very, very justified in this sense. You know, he's definitely jumping in for his team.
Right. He's just like, it's fight time. Look at it.
Green tries to chokehold.
Went for the neck like a vampire.
But he literally grabbed him in a chokehold, and then you got Towns like trying to like throw him off.
I was like, come on, we're trying to play.
Towns looks like a little kid that doesn't understand his own strength. He always is just like waving his arms around and doesn't know what he's doing. Like he's just like, he really is the Incredible Hulk.
Sloth from Goonies.
Yeah, definitely better looking though than the Sloth from Goonies. But then he tries to also grab him in chokehold too as well.
So I like how
Jaden McDaniels is starting the whole thing.
Yeah, I like how the refs were looking at it, just like we're looking at it. They're probably
and he gets New Jersey too. But yeah, Klay Thompson, man, he's known for his affinity for the herbal essence, but he looked like he put his Visine in because he looks clear-eyed and bushy-tailed. He looks like he's ready to brawl.
I cannot imagine playing any type of sport while high. Except for maybe like bowling. Okay, because you need a quick reaction time, especially in basketball. But like that's
well, obviously Doc Ellis pitched a no-hitter on LSD.
That's true,
dude. He was saying that the ball was talking to him and telling him what pitch to throw during
David Wells threw the perfect game.
I love that story. The No on Netflix is such a good documentary. He was such a psycho.
It's so amazing that he literally was just like off with like some like hooker or some girl getting effed up, and then they're like, hey, they called him like, dude, where are you? You're supposed to start in like 45 minutes.
Yeah, but look, and then Jaden McDaniels and Klay Thompson.
I love that.
And then I don't know, man. I was watching this and I was like, yeah, this is a pretty good fight, especially like I mean, you grade like fights, especially.
Honestly, I give this like a 6.5. Not to cut you off, Brian, because look, not many punches were thrown. There was no blood. There was no law enforcement on the court. 7.
I'm gonna give it a 7. I graded on a curve. You know, just because. I mean, the NBA is definitely not as aggressive and violent as it was in like the Larry Bird era or even like the 90s.
Right.
Or like, I mean, when they used to like physically fist fight all the time and then they just get back in the game the same day, like no suspensions whatsoever. But yeah, I'll give this a 7. I think it's a pretty decent fight. I mean, you definitely see Clay scrapping. But you also see Draymond going in full Street Fighter mode, trying to really put him in a chokehold. So yeah, I give this a 7.
Probably the most physical fight we've seen in the modern era. So you do have to grade it on a curve. So it gets like a good 8 for the modern era. As far as fights go, yeah, definitely a 6, 5 or 6.
I could even see it going. I could see it maybe being a 7.5. It kind of ends a little early. Too as well. It ends very quickly. So, but it's definitely a decent fight for post 2020.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, but when you compare it to like that one that was the Hawks from the 91 or 93 playoffs where there were literal cops on the court.
Yeah.
You're comparing it to the most violent. You're comparing. I mean, that's the whole thing.
I said weapons back then. Yeah. He put weapons on the court.
Those guys were psychos, man. Like Bill Laimbeer, Larry Bird. Like, yeah. You're not getting that same.
Yeah, you're right. Pressure. If you're grading on the modern era curve, I'll give it a 7. This was fun. I enjoyed this. I love the shit talking when they're walking away, like they're like, oh, like they're still gonna fight, and when they're getting dragged away. That's always fun when they're into it like that.
Yeah, and as much of an asshole as Draymond is, like you kind of like root. This kind of like makes me like him. You know, this kind of makes me be like, oh, he actually really showed up for his team here, and he actually was really ready to scrap, and he walks off with his head held high. Like, so I'm just kind of like, you know what, Draymond, you get some brownie points for me for this fight.
Why is security blocking?
You know what? This happened in the first quarter too.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Like no one even scored a point.
Oh, it's 0-0. Yeah.
This happened in the first quarter with 10 minutes to go. Like, it's insane.
I don't follow either of these teams close enough to know. There had to have been a backstory where, like, one of these guys said, "Yo, the next time we play these motherfuckers, I'm getting him." You know, because there's no way you just start a match like that.
I thought that gray-haired guy was on the team back there.
That's why I'm going to be interested to at least pay a little attention to. I actually don't know when the game is, if it's tonight or tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if it's tonight, but I definitely want to pay attention to Timberwolves Warriors. I also think it's hilarious that the Lakers
they got bounced. LeBron can't go to the Met Gala.
And I don't know. It's like, what are you going to do now, LeBron? Like, really? Like, you're not. I don't know if you're ever going to get the 6 rings that you wanted to compete with Jordan, but. Well,
unless they make a trade for him with the Knicks in the offseason.
Ooh, snap.
You heard it here first, kids. All right, let's move on. We got ads that we found. I don't know who's starting them, so you guys that want to introduce.
I just honestly found a bunch of Steph Curry and Draymond Green ads because we were having the fight.
Let's do it.
We're just.
I got to honestly keep going. I'm into it
in real time.
Here's a Draymond ad. So let's check this one out. The Telluride. Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
He really is like facing off against a Timberwolf.
There you go.
Oh. You don't have to go with me this time.
What about the Wolves?
Don't forget about the Grizzlies.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
Child endangerment? Okay. That's something.
Well, also, like, his daughter, like, completely airballed it. Like, if you listen, in this age where the WNBA is getting so much respect, like, you're going to get, like, your daughter go out like that and just completely whip it. Like, come on, Draymond. That's how much of an asshole you are.
By the way, how slow is this Telluride that the wolf keeps up with it? You see right here? Look, the wolf just comes out of the woods like...
What are you doing? They definitely also used AI to like enhance his image too, because he looks a lot more like clean cut here. Like he's a grizzly motherfucker, like in real life when you look at him on live TV. But he definitely looks like an AI version of Draymond a little bit. Like it may not even be him.
Why would he's probably got a ton of makeup on and they had professional. It's frozen right now, but what happened? It's frozen. Okay, it's frozen. Anyway, he probably had makeup on and a commercial commercial makeup artist and all that, and they cut his hair perfectly and all that.
I like how this video is performing the same way an actual Kia does. It just breaks down.
It just stops.
It's just a complete piece of shit.
I was gonna say, why would they put? Yeah, it's totally
Draymond. As soon as the camera's cut, Draymond's like, "Get this off of my lot right now! I don't want to see it. Get me back in my Benz immediately." He needs to almost take a shower in his Benz to be like, "Oh yes, or get a Rolls Royce to be like, oh yes, a good car."
He's gonna punch somebody.
Dude, I remember when they first had Kias coming to America, and their slogan was "Make every mile count," and I'm like, that is not a good slogan for your car. You're
can't be a poor suburban lesbian soccer mom. Okay, I'm not going to be in a Kia.
Well, no, wouldn't that be more of like a Subaru kind of thing, or
Subarus are more?
I feel like soccer moms would drive Kias. So
stereotype.
Yeah,
could be.
All right.
We got a basketball court on a cliff. That's what I want to know.
Soccer mom on here, and see,
for the record, Brian is one of the letters, so he's allowed to make.
I am one of the.
Okay? He's a letter.
Yeah,
I'm in the rainbow.
Mike and I are not. We're boring heteros. Anyway,
we just
what do you guys got next?
So we got this. There's two Steph Curry commercials. Let's go to the newer one because then there's an older one that I think it would be a good comparison. So this is a newer commercial with Steph Curry. I don't know what it's about. Let's take a look.
We've all heard the story.
We know the story.
Daddy taught jumpers.
We know. Daddy taught jumpers.
Not the size for the NBA.
Not pro size.
Too small for the league.
180 pounds soaking wet.
Soaking wet.
That's old.
That's old. Old news.
Chef. Genius. Pocket full of dimes.
Pocket full of dimes.
Magic Man. Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Boring.
Video game mode.
2K mode.
God mode.
MVP.
Not once.
MVP.
2 times.
Unanimous.
Old dude.
73-9 and no ring.
Miss Championship?
Miss Championship? That's fresh.
That's new. That's interesting.
Now make that old.
He mad now. I'm mad now.
I'm mad now.
It's all good.
Now make that old.
Like a movie. There's more. Post-credit scene.
Was this I don't know? Steph Curry, from what I hear, is a pretty good guy. But this, if I didn't know any better, would be him saying, "Hey, just take a bunch of children from the inner city to make me look better while I play basketball." Okay, while I just show off my skills. Okay, because they can't dunk like me. I don't want it seems like a very Jordan move. Like Jordan would be like, "Let me get a bunch of impoverished children in my commercial, so I look like the best one." I know Curry's a better human being than Michael Jordan, but it does seem like a very narcissistic Jordan move.
Yeah, didn't Jordan say one time that he wanted his shoes to be expensive enough to where inner city kids could not afford them?
That's the rumor. I don't know how true that is.
He said something like that. I don't know if that. Yeah, again, I don't know how true that is. But he definitely. What is true about Michael Jordan is he was walking, I think, with Charles Barkley. Past a homeless guy. Charles Barkley gave him $1, and he was just like, "Why are you giving him $1? If he can ask for $1, he can go to McDonald's and ask someone, 'How may I help you?'" Jordan is a savage beyond a savage.
Maybe McDonald's.
Yeah, I heard he's a bad tipper too. Wasn't there a thing?
I'm sure.
Barkley said that. Yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
He said he doesn't.
Anyway, enough ripping on Jordan.
Enough about what a garbage person Jordan is.
Let's get back to this ad. I think you're right, Brian. Curry was like, "Hey, can you hire a bunch of middle and high school age inner city kids to just do zingers for 60 seconds, and then just do a bunch of footage of me shooting threes and give me some free shoes?" That's what happened here.
What the mask is that he's wearing too? I have no idea.
Gotta be COVID.
I mean, it definitely reminds me of Bane from Batman. You know, he definitely has that kind of look.
Might that be a thing to like help him get more oxygen? Because like, you know how some players you wear the breathe right strips in football so they get more oxygen to their blood or something? It might be a thing like that, right?
I'm assuming.
Or maybe it's COVID era. I don't know.
It could be COVID. It could be COVID era.
I'm trying to wonder.
Or he could be like, I don't want to breathe these poor people germs. I don't want to breathe these poor kids germs.
None of you kids showered.
I'm too rich to breathe around these poor kids.
Nobody here showered. He's not wearing deodorant.
He's like, look, let's just film this commercial real quick and get me back to the nice neighborhoods as fast as we can.
He's like, get me to LA so I can breathe again. Give me my private jet so I can take a deep breath.
Oh man. What was I going to say? Have they won it? So they're talking about the season where they set the single season record for most wins because they passed the Bulls, who won 72 games. They won 73, and they didn't win the championship. So they haven't won a championship since. They haven't been to a championship since then, right? Or have they?
Sorry, who are you talking about?
The Warriors. The Warriors.
Oh, the Warriors. I don't know I mean, obviously, we all remember before COVID, it was like they were like the next dynasty. Like the Warriors were incredible. Like no one was fucking the Warriors at all, especially when KD was on the team. But I'm not sure when the last time they were in the finals.
2022, it says they won. So I don't. Yeah, we have. And then they lost. Oh, in 2016 they lost. Okay, so I got my years mixed up. That's why we don't know anything about people. People quiz our knowledge in the comments, and we're like, we don't know anything.
No, we're
gonna get someone's gonna get very mad that we didn't know when the Warriors.
I do like the diversity there, though. There was one Asian kid in the ad. Okay, that was good. We had to get the one Asian guy in the ad.
Yeah, I guess they were trying to throw that in, but. What was I about to say? I'm looking right now to see. I don't give a fuck.
I want to play basketball.
You can roast us in the comments. I don't care.
Yeah. In fact, leave as many comments ripping on us as possible.
Actually, call us morons as much as you want.
Yeah, you can call us stupid. We don't care. Anyway, we got another Curry commercial. Is that the last one, or is there one more after that?
And there's one after this. So, not Curry. It's another commercial, not a Curry commercial, but
okay.
It's a commercial about Curry, the seasoning. No, this is
that'd be amazing.
This is an old school commercial with Steph Curry and his dad, former NBA great Del Curry. This is a little Steph Curry. We get to a little Steph Curry. We get to look at.
Okay. What are you gonna be when you grow up?
A basketball player.
Boy, that's gonna take a lot of hard work and practice. You gotta study hard too.
I know.
You gotta, right?
I know.
We gotta get you the right kind of ball.
All right. Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
How'd you get to be so big?
I guess I just grew that way.
What's it take to be a great basketball player like you?
Well, you really gotta want it. You gotta taste it. You gotta be able to smell it. I mean, you really gotta be hungry for it.
Dad, can we go to Burger King? I am really hungry.
He got the kid a ball from Burger King?
He wasn't taking his son to Burger King, okay? If he took his son to Burger King, Steph Curry wouldn't be Steph Curry today.
That's right. If you took him to McDonald's, he would be a G leaguer.
That piece of shit who would do a podcast with two of his friends on a Monday night. That's who Steph Curry would be. As someone whose dad.
Shots fired there, Brian. Okay, that's
I got to give Del Curry credit. Good with the acting. Athletes don't always have the training, and they just come on. They're like, I'll hear Yankees do. This is Brian Cashman, not Brian Cashman's. Pick a Yankee for WFAN Sports, and it's like monotone. These are not actors, Del Curry is like all about this commercial. He's a spokesperson.
He was into it, and he did give a good kind of motivational speech. But I'm gonna go with Brian's theory that he didn't actually bring him to Burger King because that's right when the camera cut out. So he asked to go to Burger King, and he just immediately hits him and is like, "No, we're eating salads. Okay, we're gonna eat raw eggs. We're gonna run laps.
You're running suicides right now. Okay?
Yeah,
you're running suicides as punishment for even saying Burger King in this house. You could have at least said McDonald's, but no, you had to go with those garbage burgers.
He kind of disses Burger King here, and I don't think Burger King noticed with the whole thing with the ball because he's holding a Burger King basketball. Listen to what he says.
You gotta study hard too.
I know.
Listen,
you got it. Right?
I know.
We gotta get you the right kind of ball.
All right.
And it fades out on the basketball. It's like the basketball wasn't good. We got to get you a McDonald's ball, kid.
Still, Curry was like, I don't even want to hold this. Like, get this away from me. Get the camera off of me as soon as possible.
Wendy's ball.
And that was back when you could get that kind of thing in like a Burger King kids meal or a Happy Meal. That was back when they had good prizes. Imagine getting an entire basketball in your Happy Meal. That's balling.
I think my mom, she got me. She'll buy Happy Meals for the toys, or she went to Wendy's and it's got these little Batman superheroes in them. So
how long ago
what did you just put up to the camera?
Yeah, it's like little Batman.
It was last week.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what you just said?
Yeah, this is like the active kids meal toy at Wendy's right now.
Wait, so your mom went and bought to Wendy's to buy you a kids meal just to bring you the toy like last week?
No, she buys the kids meal, I guess, because it's cheap and she likes the little toys. I don't know. My family collects toys. I don't know, but she gave it to me because
explains so much about you.
Yeah, so I got Harley Quinn, Robin.
Oh man, ladies, can you believe he's single? Can you believe?
Sound off in the comments on who you think has autism on this show. Who's the most autistic?
I gotta call my therapist. I don't know. I see him Wednesday. That's funny.
Yeah, no, it's okay, but
listen,
my mom also buys me
can we
give me toys.
You got toys? I've seen your room.
I do have toys. I can't even. You know what? I can't even. I want to dunk on Mike. Is so bad for this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I also have.
I mean, you don't have it to my level. I'm sorry. Yeah, you don't have it to my level. I got like this guy's from Sesame Street. I don't know if you remember the Crocodile King.
God.
So this just came out.
Women, everyone
throw their panties off watching this right now.
We need you to share this show and comment and subscribe. We need this show to get famous enough to where we can get Mike laid in spite of everything that's happening on the screen right now.
I mean, he's gonna get so much pussy with that Optimus Prime that he just showed us. I mean, like, how could he not?
Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson.
Batting them off just one by one.
Princess Leia playing baseball. I got that. It's for sale if you want it.
Princess Leia playing baseball. That's pretty cool.
That actually is pretty ballin'.
Who's that?
Jay Dilla.
Jay Dilla.
That's pretty cool too.
That is actually pretty dope.
I mean, I have a Biggie Smalls bobblehead. I'm looking at my Vince Carter bobblehead right now too. We're winners, everybody. Okay?
Mike, did you just mute yourself?
Just a couple of grown 30+
Mike, you just muted yourself on accident. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I hit the top of my microphone and it shut off. We got one more commercial.
Hell, we're not going to close on the show and tell of the toys.
I was about to say, we you know what? We could actually probably save it for next week.
You want to save it?
Yeah, we did 3 commercials. We got a good amount.
Yeah,
I don't know. How do you feel, Phil? Do you want to do one more commercial?
No, I want that to be the finale. I want the show to end every week with Mike just showing us his action figures.
Who else I got? I got the Gonk droid from Star Wars. There we go. This is just what's on my desk. I got Yogi Berra.
Oh, no, I know. We know, Mike.
Yogi Berra.
I have more. I have more.
If we open up that closet behind him, it just falls on him.
Printer. That's where I customize them. Those are baseball cards over here.
Nice.
I want to sell some of those off. Anyway, yeah, that's our show. Show and tell. And we got Draymond highlights and everything.
I think this was a good show. We talked about Draymond a lot. Great. We talked about basketball. We'll give our thoughts on what happened with the final. We'll see what happens with the finals if the Celtics sweep the Knicks or whatever
I fully expect them to.
Real quick, before we go, what's your prediction for the Knicks and the Celtics? I say Celtics in 6.
Celtics in 5.
Oh, wow.
That's the way it's looking.
No
if the Knicks
be honest with you, I think they're getting swept, my dudes, because they haven't won a single game against them all year. I don't know what makes you think they're going to start now.
I think they're going to.
I think they'll win one.
I think they're going to win the one at home. I think they're going to at least win one at home.
If you saw how hard it was to play the Pistons, and everybody's like Captain Clutch, well, we wouldn't need Captain Clutch if they held the lead.
Well, they're only down by 9 going into the 4th. They've got a shot.
Yeah, no, they'll win it. They'll win a game. You know, I don't think they have enough, and I think it's going to be a busy offseason for Leon Rose, and there might be a new coach coming in. I hate to say it, but it might happen. So,
all right. Until next week, kids. Have fun.
Until next week, kids. Have a good one.
Adios.